Hey everyone, and welcome to Season 10 of the Choose UCalgary Podcast. I'm Prithul, your host this season, a third-year student in the Haskell School of Business, and a new co-op student with the undergraduate recruitment team. If you're thinking about joining UCalgary, you're in the right place. Each episode will dive into student life at UCalgary, chat with current students, and explore everything from faculties to campus resources. It's all about giving you a real feel for the UCalgary experience. Let's get started! I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional territories of the peoples of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, and acknowledge that the city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Districts 5 and 6. As someone who moved to Calgary from abroad, I've developed a deep sense of gratitude for the opportunity to live, study, and connect with new friends and colleagues on the lands of the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Tsuut'ina First Nation, and the Stoney Nakoda Nations. It's important to remember that everything we do here at the University of Calgary, including podcast recordings, starts with these lands. Please keep this in mind as you listen to this podcast. Joining us today and sharing their student stories and their experiences with the Innovation Sandbox program at the Hunter Hub are two current students, Laiba and Stella. Welcome to the podcast, Laiba and Stella.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for
joining me on this fine Saturday morning. How has your week been so far?
Very busy. Yeah, it has. We're very busy. Summer goes by really fast when all you do is work. For Bill.
Yeah. That does make sense. You guys are doing quite a bit among your other commitments with the university as well. So before we get started, could you introduce yourselves a bit, your degree, all the really cool things that you're doing on campus?
Hi guys, my name's Laiba and I'm a community rehabilitation disability studies student. I'm involved in a couple different ways on campus. Right now, I'm the Student Union Senate representative, so I represent the Student Union and all things Senate. I'm also on a couple different clubs. I'm on UCDS. I'm involved with Canadians for Global Care. And I'm also finishing out this summer a Pure Award scholarship at the Foothills campus, doing research with the McCaig and Libin Institute. So I'm super excited to be here today.
I'm Stella. I am going into my second year of international business strategy. Even though I'm in business, my passions mainly lie in politics, so I'm very involved in the Campus Conservative Association. I actually worked on 2 campaigns this past kind of spring semester, and potentially another one in the fall. I'm also involved with this club called JDC West in Haskell, which is like this really cool national business competition. I'm on the entrepreneurship team, so super excited about that. That's pretty relevant to Laiba and I. And I'm also pretty active in both debate and Model UN, so I travel a lot for those. And yeah, I get to see the country and the world. But for anyone who doesn't know, UCDS is the UCalgary Debate Society.
And Stella and I are a debate partner.
We are.
And you guys are so good at it.
Thank you, Prithul. We are pretty good at it.
Okay. Even as high school students, both of you were very accomplished and were doing a lot. Like, you guys were doing international level competitions and a lot of other things. So could you tell us a bit about what made you guys choose UCalgary as students who are very active? What made you guys think that this is the university that's gonna set you up for your future?
Sure, I'll go first. So yeah, I've been really involved in debate, specifically Model UN, all of those things since a very young age. And the University of Calgary on their debate team had people who I had always kind of looked up to, and I had always known people that I had always looked up to. I knew a lot of people who were involved, so that definitely was something I was interested in. And also on the political side, like staying in Calgary to me was pretty important because I wanted to be involved with the political scene here. I think it's very unique in Alberta as opposed to the rest of the country in terms of politics. And then also University of Calgary is pretty well known for their entrepreneurship and their innovation programs, and Haskell is very highly ranked. So I think when it came down to just analyzing this school compared to other places I was accepted, I didn't really have a compelling enough reason to leave. I think anything that I wanted to do, I could do here and to a pretty high level, such as committee and debate or whatever it was.
For me, I think I ended up applying to a lot of different schools. I applied to over 30 schools in 4 different countries. And what really got me with the University of Calgary is firstly, I just think that Calgary is one of the most amazing cities in the world. No matter how much I travel or, no matter where I go, I always seem to miss Calgary. I always seem to think Calgary is just such an amazing city with amazing people. And it just really feels like home. So that was one of the reasons. The more specific reasons were the program that I'm taking, community rehabilitation, is not really offered otherwise in Canada. And actually, it's probably one of the most unique programs at the University of Calgary. It is just a fantastic program. And I really wanted to explore medicine not on the side of like, how do we fix this ailment, but how do we change society so people can live better, live freely, no matter what their ability might be. And so I think that's why I chose the University of Calgary.
I think just to add one more thing to that, Calgary as a city in general and also the U of C is just like the land of opportunity, right? There are so many different ways you can get involved. And even like, I didn't even know this before I started, but it's like every week you're learning about a new club, a new event, a new thing that's going on. And there are so many things I'm involved with right now that I never even thought I would have been. Like, I never would have thought we would be here right now. I thought I was just going to go to my classes and do debate, but there's always something else that kind of like pulls you in and just like makes you want to get involved.
Yeah, you guys really embrace that start something spirit. Is that something that resonated with you?
Yeah, I decided not to go to a T20 school because I really thought about the experiences students have there. And I thought about my experiences applying to college. No matter who you meet, no matter who you talk to, no matter who you ask for help, they're going to help you. They're going to lift you up on their shoulders. They're never, ever going to step on you to get up themselves.
From a very young age, like I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I had a slime business. I was always planning different companies with my friends. And that's something that I kind of lost as I got into high school. And then when I was in U of C, I saw all these people around me who were part of Hunter Hub, part of Innovation Sandbox, who randomly you're sitting next to someone in class and they have a sticker on their computer, Hunter Hub, and you're like, oh, what's your business? And they have a company. And I'm like, wow, that's so cool. I want to do that too. So I really think just the environment and the atmosphere really pushes you to want to do something and to start something. What do you see as it? Stella? Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of slime?
Oh, I don't even remember. I actually my business got shut down by the administration at my high school. Actually, I was in grade 5.
Wow, rebel, rouser. Okay, no rouser.
Okay, that's a bit about you guys since before you started UCalgary. Now that you've completed 1 full year and the summer after that, what are like some of the major experiences you've had? What are your main takeaways from your first year? Which you guys have had a lot of. You traveled, you did big tournaments, you guys have won a bunch of tournaments.
I think my biggest takeaway is to really take advantage of what the school has. There's so many clubs, You can literally do whatever you want. And there are so many clubs. There has to be one that piques your interest. There has to be. And even if you go to that one and you don't like it, just go to one that you don't care about. And maybe that's the one for you. You never know what really comes up. But my favorite part about the University of Calgary is that there's a lot of like external support. So even when you're doing things like wanting to go abroad for conferences, or you want to go to like a debate competition or anything you really want to do, there's things to help you out financially to do that, to make you more able to do that. There's letters you write your profs, and so the profs are always very accommodating as well. My professors at least have been really, really accommodating when I have been out of the city or representing at a large level. Even like the exam center and all these people are like there to help you. So I think my biggest takeaway from UCalgary is that we're really just a community, and that is just something special.
I 100% agree. If you had told me in high school or asked me where I saw myself in my first year of university, I never would have been able to predict all of the opportunities and all of the things I got to do. I had this like moment in the Montreal airport when I was traveling for a MUN conference. It's like this aha moment for me where I was like, I really am living my dream life. Like I am traveling all around the country, potentially this year, like all around North America and maybe even the world to do the thing that I love the most, which is politics and diplomacy and international relations. Like that's like my dream life. So I think it's just so cool. Like you are like the captain of your own ship and you really get to like decide how you're going to have your university experience play out. And like there are so many people who are scared of coming into clubs, things like debate or things like maybe even an intramural sport because you're like, I've never done this before. That's fine. If you want to come out with us to a tournament in Montreal or in Toronto, maybe you're going to get last place. Who cares? But it's going to be a life-changing event. It's going to be something that opens your eyes to so many different doors. And maybe you're going to meet a best friend. Maybe you're going to make a business partner along the way.
Honestly, I think that's one of the best parts too. Like trying and failing is, I think, something really, really important. Because I've tried and failed millions of times. My God, so many times I've failed, and you just keep going.
Yeah, this is low key a little bit unrelated, but some lore about Laiba and I. We've known each other since we were about 13, and I would say for the 4 years that we knew each other, we hated each other. And the second that we were in university, we were in a club together. we knew each other and we're like, okay, we both know we're competent and we can work together, and we become like best friends since then, because you really bond over shared experiences, shared interests. And I think the University of Calgary gives you a great platform to do that.
Yeah, after high school, your life just kind of goes like whatever which way. You don't really know.
You really need to be open to the possibility of like anything happening.
Of change.
Yeah, of change. Change is good.
That's valuable. What are the top 3 experiences you've had in your first year of university?
I think I have. Wait, give me a second. I know one of them for sure. So I'm gonna go in that chronological order. I would say first best experience where I was like, wow, I feel like I'm winning at life right now, was when Laiba and I won Fall Open, which was like the first university tournament for debate of the year. And we came out with major dubs. That was really cool.
We won by lines.
We did. We also, I think, got like top speaks too. Yeah. Second would have to be JDC West. You know, being involved in that community, it's like a family. It's so much fun. And even though the tournament was hosted at UFC, we didn't get to travel. It was just so cool. It was like a whole 4 months worth of work culminating into like a massive competition, which was just so fun. And it was like a lifelong experience that I will never forget. Third would have to be when I worked on the campaign in the federal election, which is a job that I got through someone I met at UFC. Because again, this is like my dream path to work in politics and to be involved in that area. And, you know, being 18 years old and having that opportunity with literally no experience working in politics was something that I'll never forget. And it's opened so many doors for me. So those are definitely my top 3.
Okay, for me, I think the first one I want to talk about is just my summer research job. That has been really cool for me, and like the experience I guess it's culminated in is a couple of different symposiums. I just actually gave a talk at the Living Precision Medicine Symposium on my research, and the reason I'm really happy with it is because I've always wanted to do med. I've always wanted to do medical research, get my PhD, and really be involved in like the clinical aspect of like, okay, what's going on. And that's been something I've been able to do this summer. And I got to spearhead my entire own project all up to me. It was really, really rewarding. The second I would say would be, this is not in chronological, it's not in any order actually. The second I would say would be joining my sorority. I'm a member of Alpha Gamma Delta here on campus, and that is like a sisterhood that you literally cannot get anywhere else. Like these people are like my lifelong sisters, my lifelong friends, and the closest people to me. I actually was just sleeping at one of the Alpha Gamma's houses. It's just this lovely community, and we really get to contribute to the world's work that way too. I've been involved in a lot of philanthropy here on campus, so we do like a pie and alpha gamma in the face, which Stella really got me hard for. She really got me there, but it all went to charity, and that was really nice. The third thing I would say was I really liked the North American University Debating Championships. A lot of us from the debate club, we all went to Kingston, Ontario, and we spent like a couple days. Even though the results weren't as favorable as I wanted it to be, it was just probably one of the best experiences of my life. It was so much fun being able to be like surrounded by your friends and surrounded by really, really cool people. Even if it's in a competitive atmosphere, still.
And like being around like debate legends. Unless you're in debate, like you wouldn't understand. But it's like it's very niche. But it's like if you went to like a soccer camp and like Messi was there, like us being around like top debaters, like international champions, is like.
Okay, next question. Okay, so you guys have talked extensively about like how involved you are on campus. What would you say are some of the best resources to have on campus? Go ahead, whoever wants to take that.
I raised my hand, so I'm going to go first. You know, I'm going to do a plug to the Hunter Hub and the Innovation Sandbox. Obviously, that's why we're here. I'm just going to briefly say, great resource. I would also say faculty-specific clubs. So, like, if you're in Schulich, there's, like, Schulich design stuff. There's, what's that one club? Tech Start or whatever it's called. You know?
The Rachel?
Rachel's one, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's...
Tech Start. And then in Haskayne, there's JDC West and there's Enactus. So really being in, like, a faculty-specific club, because it helps you meet more people in your faculty and also helps you advance maybe your career. Maybe you're going to meet someone who one day is going to hire you or open a door for you. So I think those are all really, really good resources.
A lot of the resources I access are through the Student Union. The Student Union has a great amount of resources, lots of money available to you, lots of scholarships available. Definitely something to look at, because no one really like looks at the Student Union website. So like honestly, if you open your eyes and look, you'll end up finding a lot of things. There's a lot of wealth of knowledge you can access. You just have to put the effort into doing it. Other things I think are really fantastic are the wellness center. The wellness center has free counseling for students. They have sliding scales for long-term counseling. They have emergent counseling, and they're always there for you. The Women's Resource Center, if you're ever feeling, that you need peer support. I know a lot of people who volunteer there. I'm hoping to volunteer there as well. Even like student medical response is really good, in case something's happening on campus. Accessing campus safe walk, all of these resources are really, really good. Really good for keeping you safe and healthy and okay. Even the campus food bank or the student union funds like the Den's $3 stoop, and they also fund the free or pay what you can chili at the Last Defense Lounge. So whenever you really need access to anything, even the affordable food market, the university is really there for you.
Another thing I wanted to add that I just thought about, like the three of us in this room have either currently or at some point been employees of the University of Calgary. So, if you ever need
Yeah.
So if you ever like looking for a job, maybe you need part-time work, or maybe you're an international student who needs to be able to have another stream of income. Like there are so many working opportunities on campus too. As a resource, you can reach out to literally so many different places on campus too.
They're literally always
They're always hiring.
Embark.
Yeah.
Like they're always hiring for stuff.
So if that's something you're looking for, there's so many opportunities to work on campus.
Have you wondered what your future at UCalgary could look like? On October 25th, we are opening our doors for Open House 2025. Meet current students, explore programs, and check out more than 40 faculties and services that are here to support your journey. From interactive discovery sessions to campus and residence tours, it's the best way to see what life at UCalgary is all about. Register today at ucalgary.ca/openhouse. One thing that both of you briefly talked about was the Innovation Sandbox. Tell us more about it. How did you guys find out about it? What experiences have you had with that space specifically so far? Tell us a bit about your startup that you're starting.
Yeah. So I found out about the Innovation Sandbox because I was on the 4th floor of Hunter. I was like, wow, that's a really nice place. I wonder what it's for. And I looked it up, and it was like, for companies. I was like, hold up, I have one of those. And so in high school, I had a bit of a med tech startup, and so I applied with that, and they let me in to it, which is really cool. I got to collaborate with some really big med tech companies in Calgary. One of my favorite parts about the space is that they are just so lovely, so welcoming, and whenever you turn around, like you can talk to anyone. They have some really cool venture going on, even if it's just like window washing. Like they have something going on, and it's like a drive that they have to like work on their lives. A really cool part of the space though is like all the celebrations we do. My favorite was Festivus. Festivus was like a big Christmas party we had, or a big holiday party we had, sorry. And I want a vacuum, actually, my Shark vacuum, and I love my vacuum. I'm actually obsessed with it. I use it every day. I love my vacuum. More specific to me and Stella though, we have a debate startup. Stella, you want to tell them?
Well, first I'll talk about how I got into Innovation Sandbox. So basically, I heard about it through Laiba, obviously. She brought me there one day, and I was like, wow, this place is really cool. I want to be a member as well. So we discussed possible ventures, and we decided that we wanted to pursue this lifelong dream of running a debate academy. I joined pretty late. Like I joined in April, I want to say, so I haven't been able to go to many of the events yet, but I'm super excited for this upcoming semester to be more involved. There's a really cool water machine in like these soundproof cubicles. But yeah, going back to Laiba and I's startup, we are starting a debate academy called Alitheia Debate Academy. We both kind of grew up doing debate. Again, we've mentioned this on a very competitive level. And something that was really important for us growing up in that space was being part of a debate academy, which unfortunately no longer exists, RIP. And we just noticed that there's a big hole in the market because there is this very large debate academy in Canada, which kind of holds a monopoly, would you say?
I would say.
Over the space. And it's very expensive. It's very inaccessible for a lot of people, especially people out in the West. I would say this operates predominantly in like BC, Ontario, and like Quebec. And Alberta debate used to be huge, and we want to make it huge again. We want to give people the access that we had because debate was really, I would say it was life-changing for me. I definitely struggled a lot with anxiety and, getting bullied when I was younger. And then when I found debate, I found a voice and I found a space that I really loved. And I think being able to build that confidence through public speaking, through working with people and collaborating, I not only found a passion in politics, but also became a lot more confident. And I don't really care what people think about me anymore. So that's really nice. It also like if you don't have the resources, you're always going to be behind in life. And I think it's pretty unfortunate because debate gives you the opportunity to travel. It gives you the opportunity to make connections, get job offers. And so we really want to be that kind of point for a lot of young kids in the city. And hopefully we can expand into other provinces too, to give them a space where they have that access to develop their skills, but also to open a massive network so that they can, have what we have.
Yeah, I completely agree. Debate is it's something that's really formative in my life. One thing about me that you might not know is I have a stutter, and I've had a stutter since I was a kid. You can hear it sometimes; it comes back out. Even though I had a stutter, I went to debate club with my friends, and I was like, "Holy, this stuff sucks! I hated it." And then I was like, "It's not that bad." And then they ended up all quitting, and I was like, "Oh, I'll stay." And then it went on from there. So debate was something that really did change my life for the better, and I want to help do that. Other things we're doing with Alitheia, by the way, it's not just coaching. A lot of it is doing a little bit of philanthropy in the community. We're going to be running a lot of tournaments for youth. We'll be doing some fundraisers as well. We want to really be giving back. We're always, looking at different opportunities to give back like that. We're offering private lessons, group lessons, and we're also going to be working. I happen to just be appointed the Calgary Junior High Debate Representative, so we'll be working with the Alberta Debate and Speech Association to try to further debate as well. Now this large hole in the market has kind of opened up.
So as of right now, we are confirmed to be hosting the first AESA tournament of the year, which is super exciting. It's going to give us a great opportunity to kind of introduce our debate academy to a lot of people and get our name out there, but also help out because a lot of these public schools who host tournaments, they don't have enough funding to properly accommodate for everyone. It's usually run by teachers who are already overworked and don't want to be volunteering their weekend to run a tournament for 200 students. That's just something that's not very fair to ask for our educators. So I think by us kind of coming into that market, we're able to help alleviate a lot of that stress and kind of run higher quality tournaments. We're also planning on putting in a bid for regionals, which is the regional debate competition here in Calgary, which if you win that, you get to go to provincials and the nationals, which Laiba and I have both competed in. And that's obviously a life-changing experience and something that's amazing at that age, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
That's really cool to hear. And it's really nice that this sport that you guys grew up with is what your startup is about. And now you're trying to give back to the community. If you guys were to have a mascot for your business that you got with the Innovation Sandbox, what would that mascot be?
I think crows signify intelligence, but in a hidden way. When you look at a crow, you're not like, wow, this is a very intelligent creature. But when you really get to know the mannerisms and the faults of a crow, you realize that these are incredibly intelligent animals. And so similar to humans, on the surface, maybe we don't look at the most intelligent people on the planet, but underneath there's a world of things to work.
I think my answer is slightly different. Alitheia is the Greek word for truth. And I think that's something we try to come to in debate is the truth. And Apollo, the Greek god of truth, I think maybe that would be pretty fitting. I do really like Laiba's example though. But
she might be a bit more certain.
Maybe I'm a bit more on the nose. But yeah, I think truth is important. The truth will set you free.
The truth will set you free. Speaking of truths, for our future students who are coming in, as students who recently finished first year, what are some pieces of advice that you'd have for them?
Oh my God, get out of your house. If you are going to university, even if you're not living on campus, and it is between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m., and you are at home, get out of your house. Go to campus. Does not matter what you're doing. Sit in the hallway, whatever. Approach people if you want to. People will approach you. Sit in the library and study. Just don't be in your house. Don't be a hermit. You need to get out there. You need to do things. Even when you feel like, oh, I'm not making friends. Just talk to anyone. Literally everyone wants to be your friend, especially if you're in first year. No one makes friends in first year until you actually talk to other people. So if you're a first year, you see other first years and you don't talk to them, you are losing yourself out on an opportunity. Come to school, explore the school, figure out, the tunnels, figure out all the cool stuff that there is to see. There's a really cool staircase with a frog in it. Go see the frog staircase. Go look at the statues. Go to the nickel galleries. Go look at their new exhibit. I think there's an exhibit right now on money. It's really fascinating. Check out the geoscience library. Check out the TFDL library. Check out the law library. Just get out there, explore, and really just try your best to immerse yourself. You only get to be a university freshman one time, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
I would have to say something similar too. Put yourself out there. And people say like, oh no, I can't, I'm scared. Everyone is scared. Everyone is worried about looking silly or about people judging them. That's just part of life. And if you want to, have friends, if you want to have the best experience possible, you really just have to put yourself out there. That means, going to chess club. I go to chess club. I can't play chess. I'm a very, very bad. But I went and I made friends, and now those friends are involved in other things and I see them all the time, and now I know more people. And it's just really like your life is what you make of it. It's in no one else's hands, no one else's responsibility for you to have an amazing time. It is your responsibility. And that can be daunting, but that's also so exciting because it means that you are fully in control of creating the life and the narrative for yourself that you want. Other thing I would say is, just take opportunities. Try to be nice to your professors. Show up to class. Okay? Just do it. Don't skip class every day. And order the Korean steak and egg rice bowl at the Den. It's really good.
Really good.
It's so good.
One more thing I want to say. You find yourself really, like Stella said with chess, you find yourself in situations where you really didn't think you'd be in. Personally, I present as kind of a masculine person. I never haven't worn dresses in like 10, 15 years. I just don't do it. I come to school with like my little business casual, like button up collared shirt. But I joined a sorority, and I never thought I'd join a sorority. Honestly, like one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. I have made some of my best friends in the sorority, like my lifelong people, my lifelong sisters. And, you really do a lot. And so even if you don't think you're ever going to do stuff like that, just go to Rush. What's the problem? Like they're not going to hurt you if you go and don't join. Go to like the first day of the clubs, get free food, whatever you want to do. Just go.
Yeah.
And you know what? If it works, if it goes badly, walk away. One time I went to this club and they were holding a event at like a pub in Brentwood, and I went and I literally just ate their food and then I left and I never talked to them again. It was totally cool, and I made really good friends there who were also there just for the food, and that's totally cool. You know what? That's just how life is. They have funding for a reason.
Something else I would say is like, don't take yourself too seriously. I fell into this trap. Like I was a very serious high school student. I did debate.
Very serious.
Like I did not party. I didn't do anything bad, but I think coming into university, I wanted to be very professional. I wanted to go into all these clubs, show people how smart I was and how knowledgeable I was about the world. And that's just like not natural. Like, obviously, if you're very intelligent, if you're passionate, you want that passion to shine through. But just relax. Like, you're in your first year. You're not going to be CEO of maybe you will be. Maybe you will be CEO of like a bank in your first year, but probably not. So just try to relax a little bit. Try to not stress yourself out too much. Nothing is that deep in the end, and just try to relax
and you get where you want to be eventually. Yeah, even in the first year, like Stella and I are very fortunate and very lucky to be in such amazing things in first year. If it takes you 3 years to get into your dream research job, it takes you 3 years. If it takes you 2 years to get involved in politics, it takes you 2 years, whatever that might be. Everyone's on their own pace, I would say. And if you want to spend your first year just having fun, making friends, all the power to you. All the power to you.
Thank you guys so much for joining me and sharing your experiences. Of course, I hope future students are as inspired by you as I was.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Season 10 of the Choose UCalgary podcast. Remember to follow us on Instagram at choose.ucalgary and Facebook at UCalgaryFS to stay up to date on all things UCalgary for future students. DM if you have any questions, and stay tuned for the next episode. A huge shout out to Shulik Soundstage, a student-led music club right here on campus, for producing the amazing music you've heard throughout this episode. It's just one example of the incredible creativity and talent you'll find at UCalgary.